should just increase, decrease. The title right? Gotta get a title right, man. Oh, seriously, bad luck. Oh, it's not working. Of course Walya's gonna die, of course. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to the live stream. Welcome if you are new. If you just tune in, right? Oh, let's have a look at this. Alright, as always, gonna go ahead and spam a couple of places. Hello Alana Almeida, welcome to the live stream. Hang in there. I don't need Walya. Oh crap. Oh, Velfern. Alright, that would be the downfall of me. +8 Velfern. Why? Why is a +8 Velfern so common? That is not fair. Everybody is having this +8, +10, plus everything. It's not easy at all. Gunro, hey, what's up? Welcome to the live stream. Turtleface21, welcome to the live stream. It's Warm the Guy. Are you the Pepe's? Doesn't reflect well. Defense lock, every single loss there is. Attack lock. I really like it. Pretty good here. Left middle finger, okay. So you are the guy, huh? Okay. Right, let me just do a quick post over on FB before I start. And as always, for those of you who just tune in, welcome. Come on, the thumbnail needs to change. You know what? That's good enough. That is good enough. Lolly Supreme King Soken Maru, what's up? Welcome to the live stream. Do I know you? let me figure out. Been too long. Well, I'm guessing you're someone from Fantasy War Tactics R. I could be wrong though. That name sounds familiar. Yeah, Soken Maru. I think I know. Are you the one that used to have that Lee picture? Oh, alright. How are you doing? Haven't heard from you in a very long time. Perfect stream, still need help with my formation. Pepega's left nip, Omega Lul. Did I just lost right there? What? Damn. Not looking good. This is not looking good. Alright, let's chill for a bit. Alright, so today mostly I will just be spying, investigating on the top players' formations all over in Asia server. Been busy, have too much things to do. Well, that's life. Glad you are here again, I guess. What games have you been playing? Oh, is that oh, it's a Seer. I thought it was an Aaron. Naresa. Aha! I survive. No. It's not good. That is not good. That is also not good. Alright, Livia is gonna die from the bomb, I guess. Yeah, that's Livia's biggest weakness actually. Zubuk. How much I can learn from these top players. Can you turn down the music a little? What? Is it even loud? I thought this was pretty soft. Yeah, I thought this was pretty soft, but yeah, I could turn it down a little. Just a little bit. You can't hear my voice as clearly, eh? Getting my ass kicked in Platinum 1 Novice on global server. Novice Arena. Novice Arena is a finicky one. It's actually... Turn the music up. That guy mad. Okay. One of you say turn up, one of you say the turn down. I don't know who to trust. I don't know, for me it seems pretty okay. Just using horse. Okay. Why am I paused right here? Sorry, I was reading a message. Reading a message on the Discord. Shaliva, God. It might be time to bring back Ser if this doesn't work. I might actually just go with... Like, look at this. I'm encountering a bunch of DPS top lane. Not really a big fan of that. Dead Ser. Ser still alive. Ouch! Of course. Of course, there's a sick one that gotta ruin it. I just wish I have Walia at plus. Maybe Walia at plus 10 would solve that problem for me. Does everybody still have Walia's buff? No. It has been removed. It has been removed. Is there anything you can really do to improve Novice Arena defense formation? Yep, there's a lot of things that you can do. Hey Andy MZM, what's up? Welcome to the live stream. Novice Arena defense formation is more important than Arena's defense formation. So ideally you want to have a good Novice Arena defense formation. I do think that it's much more important than Arena's defense formation. Because Arena, you can stack up swords and, you know, go ham on Sunday night. Novice Arena, you can't stack up swords. The only like swords, Novice swords you can have is the one that they give out on Tuesdays, which is like 20 based on the daily mission, and let's see, yeah, 20 based on the daily mission, and you get 5 more on that specific day, unless you just stack up throughout the week, which is not really recommended. You know, you do not want to try and do that, because people will just set up like crazy formations on Tuesdays, and I'm gonna win this for sure. I am gonna win this for sure. There's no way I'm losing this. Let's go. Zakan explosion. Get rid of Mary. Ceres did get away with a buff. No problem. No problem. No problem at all. Okay, that Vals is gonna be a problem. Got Platinum 3 today. Congratulations on your Platinum 3 rank. Alright, gotta open up the Death Guard. Oh ho! What happened there? Vals got charm. That's something you don't see every day, eh? Zoop. Okay, okay. Alright, I need to get rid of Lucius. Vals. No problem! Yes! Easy. 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 Okay, so got back my 5 points right now. So you guys get to choose which one you want me to analyze. I will list down the rankings right here. Alright, we're gonna start off with the top 50, I think, or maybe top 100. because that's where it makes more sense. Alright, so which of these user you want to have a look at, let me know. Meanwhile, I will be copy pasting the links. Let's see, maybe I'll just spam it on the Discord again. Over at the official one, there's a few different ones, so very confusing at times. Let's go. Okay, so yo, what is happening? Someone with Alec. How about a top user who uses S mode? Can you also show some novice arena defense formations, preferably also tell me which ones are defensive formations? I can't ever figure it out. Can I access your live streams later? Sure, yes you can. Global seems to think S mode is shit, wanted to see your opinion. Wow. Guys, what's with this sudden absurd amount of questions? Alright, S mode is not shit, he just needs... The problem why people say that is because compared to all the others, you see Vals, there's 4 Octos that you can get from the Legend Scrolls, right? That's Vals, Lucius, Livia, and S mode. Compared to Livia, Vals and Lucius, sure, S mode is shit because he needs skill books. Compared to all the other 3, which they are like pretty good at +0, Lucius is super good at +0. Vals, pretty good at +0 as well. Livia, extremely strong at +0. S mode, +0, not really. You can't really use him at +0. You need skill books. I think that's why people just say that stray away from S mode. But if you do have him, he's actually really strong if you're willing to invest in him. The investment, like he's like a regular unit that needs the skill books, you know, and I think his skills does scale pretty well. Alec or Angelica, I would go Alec. Joe Step, I would go Alec, but you do you, right? It depends on who do you want. Alright, so let's have a look at KCR. I do know this guy. Okay, so this is something that is very common, especially I think regardless of the league that you are on, whether you are in gold, diamond, platinum, you're gonna see 1 offensive lane, 1 defensive lane. It's just the standard, right? So in that defensive lane, ideally you want to have 1 defender to protect from everything else. So in this case, Lilian is right here. So why is Lilian here? Obvious reasons. Skip Tile is very important. This is going to protect against Foxy, protect against Sigmund, specifically in Asia server where almost everybody and their mom uses one of those 2. Like, look at this. Foxy, Sigmund, right? Look at this. Okay, this guy don't have any. That's a unique formation. We'll check that out later. Foxy, alright. So Foxy, Sigmund, like they are everywhere, at least in my server. So, which is why Lilian is right here. So Lilian is good against Foxy, against Sigmund. So Mamonir +10, very strong. This is going to protect against the same aforementioned warriors as well, Foxy and Sigmund. Lucius is there, obviously just to be a roadblock, just to be a tank on that particular lane. Hold on to that lane as long as he can. So Veronia is kind of a unique one. This is to protect backline heaters. Let's see. I'm not sure if Veronia can survive against Vals. Maybe she can. I'm not too sure of the interaction between 2 of them. But against like a fully buffed Lito, maybe not so much. But most of the back heaters, I do think that Veronia can survive against. But Veronia's survivability doesn't really matter, right? As long as she's there to... Even if a Lito hits her, like you already win. You pretty much already win the battle. Because if she dies, you don't need her in this setup right here. I'm not sure who is she going to go for. Maybe Foxy? Or maybe Wilhelmina? Yeah, this is a very complicated one. This guy has quite a number of warriors. This guy has 3 warriors and one Velfern. So most likely based on what I'm seeing, Venaka is gonna buff Velfen, and Veronia will be the one buffing Wilhelmina, based on what I'm seeing. But no, not much supporters right here. I guess it's kind of dependent on how long the battle lasts. This might work. +0 Velfen WTF. Yeah, the reason why he has +0 Velfen because he already invested everything in this +10 Mammonair, I'm assuming. So that could be why. That could be why. Alright, +0 Velfen is still really strong, right? Debuff immunity, yes. You really want debuff immunity, but overall, it depends on the formation. It depends on who you're trying to counter. But most of the time, I would say 90% of the time, +0 is enough. So what is this formation, like this setup is trying to do? I do think that this is a good offensive formation and this is a good defensive formation as well. Alright, so there's a couple of reasons why. Because it's underlying in Mammonair and Lucius trying to hold on to this lane as long as they both can. And I do think that they both can do that easily. Right, so Lilian is here as well. So even if Wilhelmina dies, Lilian is still gonna be here, no problem. There's still Foxy, there's still Velfren, and there is still Adin. So Adin, I'm pretty sure all of you guys know, this guy doesn't need buffs. If the battle is going to last for 2 to 3 rounds or 4 rounds or 5 rounds, this attack and crit rate increase is going to be insane. So, which is why he has this Fatal Assault. I would prefer that to be Fatal Rage. I think that would be much better if he's trying to prolong the battle to go as long as he can. But yeah, overall, pretty solid. What's the weakness right here though? What's this formation's weaknesses? Well, there are a few. Foxy, number 1. There's no stats weakening immunity on Foxy, so she's gonna struggle. She's gonna suffer against perhaps enemy +10 Livia, and I do think that Adin is there just to counter that, just to basically balance that out. No taunt. You don't really need taunt though. Like I mentioned, this is more like a both offensive and defensive, so it's more of a gamble. What do you want to call it? Like a gambling kind of formation. The reason why this formation doesn't need taunt, if opponent hit Lucius or Mammonair, they are going to survive, right? And if opponent has a Foxy or Sigmund that hits Lilian, the worst case is Wilhelmina dies. That's about it. That's about it. Because everybody here has, in this range I believe, has Foxy or Sigmund goes first. Wouldn't he auto lose to Vals? That depends. That depends. If Vals were to hit, let's say, Adin, sure, Adin will die. I'm not sure if Veronia will die though. That particular thing I'm not too sure about. With double or triple buff, maybe Veronia will die. But the next two that Vals will hit can be either Mammonair or Foxy. If Vals hits Mammonair, I'm pretty sure Mammonair will survive. So there's no way that Mammonair will die. So as long as this Velfen is safe, right? As long as this Velfen is safe, I think he can do wonders. Although stats weakening immunity is lacking right here. So yeah, like I mentioned, this is more of a trying to be both good offensively and defensively. Not too sure if you want to bet on that, but ideally this should work, I think, most of the time. Let's see. Alright, let's have a look at one more. Okay, so this formation, we have Archon +10. Wow, +10 Archon. Walia, Ceres. How is that Ceres +9? Alright, so an Aaron, Venaka, and of course there's this Livia to Adin, Foxy, and Sigmund. Alright, so this is a very interesting one. Again, Adin doesn't really need buffs, right? If you can predict that the round is going to go round 1, sure, he might not actually be able to kill anyone, but if it's round 2 onwards, I do think that Adin can almost one-shot anyone, so that shouldn't be a problem. So I do think that this is something like a Ceres to Livia. Livia charges up, and then Venaka to Walia to Venaka, and then Venaka to Foxy. Foxy is the first one to move. Like 90% of the people will have their Foxy or Sigmund goes first. It's just how it works. Which is why the previous formation that I mentioned, you have a Lilian here, you have a Mamonair here, just to protect the skip. You are pretty much okay. You know, you're pretty much cool. What else do we have? Alright, so after Foxy, it could be Sigmund first or Adin first. It doesn't really matter. I do think that Sigmund goes first is better. That's the account of Brown Dow's YouTuber Lel. Oh, really? Okay, so Sigmund goes first makes more sense because of this particular skill. You don't want Sigmund's HP to be low when he moves. You want him to go as soon as he can. So ideally, you want Sigmund to go first. So this formation is safer because there's Walia. You know, enemy is gonna try to hit Walia, and if Walia die, doesn't really matter. This is a plus 10 Walia. Plus 10 Walia has 24 turns. 24 turns of buffs. So that's usually enough to last 2 turns. That's CDFH Alt ACC. I see. Okay, so and then we have Aaron. Okay, so Aaron plus 10. Ideally, this Aaron could move somewhere in the middle. If I were him, I would go Foxy to Sigmund, and then Aaron moves first just to attract as much thing as it can. Alright, so this is a pretty solid one. You know, 3 supporters, 3 warriors, 1 strong mage, and then you have 1 taunt and 1 basically like a roadblock, like an Archon. Like a Lucius would be an upgrade for sure, but Archon plus 10 is good enough. Most of the time, protecting from the rare, that's gonna be good enough, but the Ceres position might not be the best, and I have no idea why is it plus 9, but yeah, Ceres position might not be the best. She might be the first one to go down if there's an opponent skip or something. Oh yeah, there's Walia to protect that. That could protect it from a little bit of, you know, first couple of turns, and that's about it. Okay, so this guy, does he has S mode? Let's have a look. No S mode. Is it a grand deck? No, it's not really a grand deck. 2 streams in 2 days. Oscars, what's up? Welcome to the live stream. What's wrong with 2 streams in 2 days, man? If I'm free, why not just do it, right? Okay, so let's have a look at this formation. So this is something that I have been seeing quite often actually. A single taunt Walia in the middle. So this is just to counter those opponents that have multiple, basically multiple warriors in the middle as well. Those that put their offensive line in the middle, I think this is a good counter. So if the opponent in the middle, if they kill Walia, after that they will move down to Aaron, to Lilian, to Lucius. It's sort of a good counter against opponents in the middle. After down they will go up. So ideally, it's not good against opponent with offensive line on top. It's going to counter this team heavily. Extremely heavy. Alright, let's have a look. So you have Livia, plus 3 right here. Interesting. Interesting for sure. Alright, so Livia plus 3. Most likely Livia is gonna go first. So this is kind of unique. It's kind of unique. You can obviously tell Venaka will be the one next. Buffing Celia. Celia charges up. So that Adin plus 10 and this Wilhelmina will receive the buff as well. And then Walia to Adin. Adin is the first one to move right here. So not too sure how good is that. Adin first one to move. I would prefer Wilhelmina to be the first one to move if I were him. But I don't think it matters much. Adin is going to be able to one-shot almost anyone except for maybe the slightly tankier heroes in round 1. Yeah, that's going to be dependent. Alright, Celia plus 5. Celia plus 5 is an interesting one. You have this skill right here. So this is going to boost incoming damage by 65%. That is a lot. That is a lot. And take note that is before normal attack. So Celia plus 5 is a big, huge jump in the output damage that she's going to deal. Of course, if the opponent is debuff immune, it's not going to be able to do much. But most of the time, you know, since she covers such a huge AoE, such a huge area, it's going to do more than, you know, more than enough. If you can get rid of opponent's DPS, that's going to be more than enough. Like Adin, Sigmund, Foxy, those are the things you want to get rid of. Okay, so and then there's Aaron here, there's Lillian here. Yeah, just multiple line tankers. That's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing for sure. So the only thing that this team lacks perhaps is the... I think this is more of a defensive team. If I were him, this is more like something how my defense, what do you want to call it? Defense formation will look like, right? So I'm not sure if this is his offensive formation. It looks more defensive than offensive. Alright, again, good protection everywhere. So if Foxy or Sigmund, ideally those two are the first to move, right? So it's pretty much protected. Venaka will die, or Walia dies, or Lillian is the one that gets hit. Either way, it's just, there's no issue right there. If Venaka dies, no problem. Livia would charge up, Celia would charge up, Walia would still be able to buff 3 of them. So no problem right here. It's a pretty good defensive formation if you ask me. I really like this formation a lot. Maybe I need to do something like this as well. The Aaron. I don't have Aaron, but I do have Seer. Gita, do you think you will ever fuse your Gunter into Celia? Ooh, that's a tough question for sure. That's a tough question. I might in the future, like not anytime this year for sure. Because right now, I'm still contemplating on a lot of other units. Celia, I don't think she's bad at +0, but if I do have Celia, I will also want to get her to at least +4, just to get this incoming damage thing. I think +3 you get it already. Let me have a look. Celia. So at +3, you get this 35% incoming damage. This is the only like damage boost that she has, because she don't have any skills that basically provides damage, right? This skill reduces stats, this skill is attack interference, and this skill makes them silent. So the only good skill that she has offensively is this particular skill right here, and the next upgrade that you will have is at +3. So that's quite a huge investment. Roar, what's up? Welcome to the live stream. So yeah, not too sure if I want to invest in Celia. Like there's a lot of better units that I want to invest in, like Beliaf, you know, maybe even Rafitia, +10, Alec, +3. Just a bunch of good legendaries, you know. You never know like what do you want to actually invest in. Let's see. Rankings, right? Let's move on. Who did I check out previously? I think it was... Which is the one that I just checked out? I don't even know their name. Was it this one? Wait, did the formation just change? I think it just changed, right? Yeah, it just changed, because when you go out and you come back in, I think somebody just dropped and someone just climbed. So I have no idea who is who. I don't think this is the one that I check out. Alright, let's have a look at this. This is the one that I did check earlier. So let's have a look at this, right? It was Grumiaux. I could never pronounce that name. Hey Jonathan, how? Welcome to the live stream. Why is Denarisa so low in PvP arena usage? Denarisa is low because of Velfern. Denarisa is weak against Velfern because Velfern deals fixed damage. So fixed damage is not good against Denarisa. Denarisa is good certain... I mean in the lower leagues, okay, you could use her, but in the higher leagues, Lillian is way better. Like instead of going for high incoming damage reduction, you might as well just go for 100% defense where Lilian can actually tank. And Lilian is so cheap, +3. Easy 100% defense. Alright, let's have a look at this. Whenever you see a leg list, you know this is a defense formation. Alright, this is a defense formation for sure. So, how is this unit placed upon? Let's have a look. Lesusil Kira, I think that's how you pronounce the name. Okay, most likely it will be something. God damn, what's that? Something like Ceres to Velfern first? That's what I'm guessing, right? Oh, it might not be. It might not be. Walia. Yeah, it makes sense for something like Ceres to Velfern. Velfern charges up, and then Walia to Livia, and then Livia charges up, and then Venaka to either Foxy. I mean, it makes more sense to Vals because you want Velfern, Vals, and Foxy to perform the buffs later on. So this is something that I think most players need to do often. I do not think that a lot of like beginners are aware that if you put your Venaka as the last supporter to go, it's actually a good idea because Venaka, her buffs last 35 turns, right? So this is like way more than regular supporters. Walia does have an interesting one as well. If at +10 she gets the 25 turns, at +9 I believe it's 18 turns, so you gotta keep that in count. So Ceres must always be the first supporter. She can never be the last because of the 12 turns limitations. So 12 turns is not really long compared to something like Venaka and Walia can provide. And notice that this Venaka has Fatal Enrage. That's just to make sure that the HOT, healing over time, actually does crit, just to ensure that it crits. Like a slight mistake right here is, I think this Ceres should have buffed Venaka so that her crit rate and crit damage increases even more. But it's not really a mistake. I do guess that I am seeing that this is a very good formation, a pretty solid one. Alright, before I proceed, let's see. George Yang, what's up? Welcome to the live stream. Hey Gita, I would like your insight. What would be a good team for Arena? That's an interesting question. Depends on what you have, I guess. I have Laura, Mary, Floria, Christina, Aaron, Velvern, Mamonair, Hanya, Battery, Velter, and Gunter. And also have 13 5-star skill books. You have 13 5-star skill books. Wow, that's a lot. Okay, you have 13 5-star skill books. Christina, Aaron. Alright, that's a little bit complicated, right? Ideally, I guess you want to go for... I mean, definitely use Mamonair and Velfern in your team since you already have both of them. I will get Aaron to +5. He's going to be your cheapest investment since you don't have a Lilian to get to +3. And then you want to work on a good warrior. And the only good warrior you have seems to be Hanya. So unfortunately you want to work on Hanya. Gunter doesn't need skill books, in case you are wondering. Do not pour skill books into Gunter. Alright, did I just accidentally exit? What just happened? Alright, so yeah, this is a good formation for sure. Let's just wrap this up. Okay, so this formation is pretty good. 3 tons, I think that's going to be more than enough. Walia is going to protect the middle lane. Defensively, this is kind of good. I don't think many people go for bottom lane warriors anymore, especially when you're this high. Based on what I'm seeing, most people go for top lane warriors. So yeah, something to have an account on. Okay, that's Kaito121, what's up? Welcome to the live stream. Enigamoromarus, what's up? I have Lucius and Zenith on a new account for my defenders. Should I invest in Zenith or acquire a different defender if I can? If so, who? Do not invest in Zenith unless you plan to run a John Zenith combo, which has been dead for a while now. So I wouldn't recommend that at all. So, Andrew Lee, thoughts on Laura? Are there too many attack interference debuff immunity units in the meta for her to be useful? Laura is good, still really good, but the problem is more on this. Alright, let's go to the hot merc section. We're gonna dive in and discuss a bit about the supporters. Why is Laura not as good in this server as per se? Okay, so why most people don't really use Laura? So why is that? What can Laura give? Let's have a look. She's number 12. She's ranked number 12, which is pretty alright. Slightly higher than John in terms of usage, which is pretty alright in my server. Okay, it depends on what server you're on. In global, EU, she might be higher. I'm not too sure because players are still new. The problem is, if your server is new, you won't have much plus 10 you won't have much plus 10, what do I want to call it, plus 10 supporters to use. So maybe you might think, okay, let's just use Laura. She's not bad, she's pretty decent, but the problem is this skill right here, purification. The problem is the purification. So this skill is good only if she lives. Alright, so you gotta be alive to remove the debuff skill type applied to allies. If she's dead, she's not good anymore. Alright, so if you're counting on her to remove the debuff, then you need her to be alive. And that's the problem. She's quite hard. The positioning needs to be like absolute perfect for her to stay alive. And this particular skill right here, and this particular skill right here, these two skills, they sort of conflict with each other. So this skill, ideally you want it to have on your tanks, right? And these two skills, you want it on your warriors, you want it on your damage dealers. So if you have Foxy, for example, you want to give her the crit damage boost bestowal and the attack boost bestowal. You don't want to give Foxy this particular skill. This is more on defensive units. So people, they don't really know how to use her because should you use her offensively or defensively is kind of confusing. And also this particular skill is not really good because if she dies, she won't be able to purify anyone. So that's my take on it. If you have Ceres and Venaka, which everybody in my server already have at least one invested, Ceres and Venaka combo is very common right here. Almost everybody and their mom has Ceres and Venaka. Alright, almost everybody and their mom has Ceres and Venaka. So that pretty much covers two dangerous area that in the current PvP meta is dominating, which is stats weakening immunity and attack interference immunity. That's the only two things you need. You don't need DOT immunity because DOT is not a thing, at least not yet. Not many people use Diomaron or Hijin in the server, in Asia server. It's starting to increase a little bit, but stats weakening and the attack interference, you pretty much cover every single area of debuff already, except for DOT, like I mentioned. Like, especially when you climb higher, nobody uses Sloan, nobody uses Diomaron, and nobody uses what do you want to call it? Hijin. Hijin is starting to increase in usage for sure, but that's most of the time that's more than enough. And if you really want debuff immunity, Veronia is a good option to buff Vals, which doesn't have any immunity. Which is why these four, especially with the increased usage of Walia is just way more useful. Like the Taunt is definitely more useful. Taunt without having a turn, without taking a turn, without switching the turn to the opponent, like what more could you ask for, right? So if you have either of these four, why would you want to invest in a Laura? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for Laura to be good. Okay, Danger Light, what's up? Welcome to the live stream. Jonathan Howe, I heard a better version of Venaka is coming soon to the Korea server. You mean a plus 15? Alright, let me scroll up for a bit. The current global banner for Foxy Venaka banner worth the pool. If I already got Walia, Laura, Wilhelmina, and Ceres. That depends. Venaka is still... I don't think that Venaka is better than Laura, but I guess it really depends. Let's have a look at Laura's buffs. 12 turns, 12 turns, 12 turns. Yeah, that could be why as well, because Laura's buff only lasts for 12 turns. So 12 turns is not really long, especially when she dies, you won't be able to rebuff them. So whenever you want to invest in a supporter, it makes sense for you to invest in something that to ensure that the buffs actually last as long as they can. 12 turns, you know, it's only good in certain cases, it's only good in certain scenarios. Venaka is just way better. The buffs last so long, 35 turns. 35 turns, insane man, 35 turns. Same goes for Walia. Walia's buff at plus 10 lasts for 24 turns. Like, these two have the longest long-lasting buffs currently available to us. So if you have them, definitely they are the better option. Like, not to say that Laura is bad, it's just that if she dies, she's dead, you know? Her buff disappears along and she's not really going to provide anything. She needs to be alive, that's the problem. If you want to use Laura, you have to make sure that she's alive. You have to make sure that she actually is able to constantly buff your allies with all this bestowal thing and purification as well. She's a good combo with Sigmund because Sigmund is pretty tanky. Like, slightly tankier warriors, she's really good. But otherwise, this particular skill is not really good. Gita, when you on Discord usually? I'm on Discord right now, but obviously I can't talk because I'm live streaming, but usually Wednesday and Thursdays I'm usually on the whole day. Let's see, why is Veronia good? Because Veronia provides debuff immunity. Alright, so Veronia provides this particular skill. Debuff immunity, meaning that whoever that gets buffed by her will have debuff immunity, won't be affected by shock or anything like that. It's just insanely good. She counters lots of heroes. Why is Verona good? She buffs one tile. Because she provides a lot of insane buffs to one hero. So 60% attack boost and 15% crit rate, and look at this, 16% crit damage. That's more than enough, to be honest. That's more than enough. If your single target hero is able to get rid of a bunch of the enemies. I used to run Veronia to Christina. Christina is always able to kill 3, so that is more than enough for me. Alright, DP, what's up? Welcome to the live stream. Which you need to invest first mid-game? Aaron or Wilhelmina? Mid-game, eh? Mid-game. Wilhelmina is a unique one. A lot of people will definitely invest in her, but I have a feeling that I won't really need to invest in her because I will have all my fixed damage covered up. Aaron is pretty good as well, so that's kind of a decision that you have to look at your current roster and decide whether you need either a defender or a warrior right now. If you need a warrior, go Wilhelmina. If you need a defender and a taunt, go for Aaron. You're not gonna regret it. Is the 2005 2.5k diamond package worth it? Yes, of course. That's the most worth thing you can buy currently. Make sure to buy it. What are the best counters for Hell? I only have Venaka that can one-shot her. Venaka? Oh, Ventana. Hell. I'm assuming you're still in the lower league, where Hell is actually a problem. Or are we talking about Novice Arena? If you're talking about Novice Arena, that's different, because if you look at higher rankings, nobody use Hell. Like, at least in the top top 500. I don't think people actually use hell anymore. At least in my server, right? I'm talking about my server. Alright, let's continue analyzing. We were done with this, I think. Yeah, we were done with those. Mojito coffee. Let's have a look. Alright, I just want to point out a couple of things. Was this the formation that I looked at earlier? Lucius. Yeah, this was the formation that I looked at earlier, right? I believe. Aaron can counter Wilhelmina. Yep. Silver Arena. Oh, that makes sense. If you are in silver, yeah, you'll see lots of hell. But a lot of people don't really know about this. If you are in silver and gold, just invest in Seer. Seer plus 9 will carry you all the way to platinum. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, you having just one Seer plus 9, a good Seer will carry you all the way to platinum. You might need a few, like at least one good legend, but most of the time that should be enough. And you will need, of course, you will need good warriors as well, right? And a good formation. In terms of warriors, just have 4-star warriors. Veronia buff enough for plus 10 S-mode. Plus 10 S-mode needs 400 crit damage to one shot. I have no idea. I don't think you want to use Veronia to S-mode. That's kind of weird. It's kind of odd. You do not want to do that because it's such a waste. Veronia giving lots of attack buff and you're using it on S-mode, which doesn't need attack at all. If you want like a good pair, with S-mode would be Mary for sure. Mary or Helena. Helena needs to be plus 10, but Mary doesn't need. Ceres is also a good pair. That makes more sense. Is the 2.5k diamonds pack worth it? Yes, it's worth it. Alright, so this particular formation, same thing right here, right? So Lucius right there, in the middle, in the skip, that's to protect from Sigmund, to protect from Foxy. It doesn't protect from Wilhelmina, but that's good enough because even if Venaka dies, no problem, because 35 turns of buffs. So that's going to last for a while. Any idea why Venaka ranking is low in global PvP arena? I'm not familiar with global. I do think that the meta there is a little bit different because it's a fairly new server. But I'm pretty sure that it's low because there's no banners for Venaka yet, right? So the only way to obtain Venaka was to try and obtain her from the selection ticket until recently, where they released the Foxy and Venaka banner where you can actually pull for her. That's my guess. Ceres at 5-star awaken, how many skill books she needs to be used in arena? Get Ceres to plus 10 immediately. Plus 9 first and then plus 10. Alright, so a pretty solid formation. I really like it a lot. Ceres buffing Velfen, Velfen charges up, and then I believe Venaka will try and buff Vals right here. Vals is the first one to move. Oh, it's a plus 2 as well. So plus 2 will deal insane amount of damage. Yeah, this is a very good Vals right here. Ooh, that is scary. That is really scary. Oh my god. That runes, man. I wish I have such good runes on my S-mode as well. Foxy 50%. That's quite high, isn't it? Alright, edgy buff. Oh, it should have given a crit rate. I think would be better. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. 10% crit rate. I think it's going to be more in the battle. Let's see. Do you know where's the good place to farm crystals other than the caves? The only place for you to farm crystals is in the caves, in the crystal cave. I don't think there's, unless you count Evil Castle, where you occasionally obtain some crystals from there, right? So other than that, it's just mostly from there. Alright, let's have a look at this formation. This is an interesting one from a user called 6D. Any tips on climbing Novice Arena? Currently silver gold. Get your health to +9. She should be able to carry you to Diamond 1. I don't see any reason for you not to, regardless of the server you're on. I know we can't get more than 100% defense, but if Arkan has more, he can maintain 100% defense for more time. Yes, that's correct, Gamzik. That is correct. Arkan needs more than 100% defense so that he can maintain the 100% for more amount of turns. I use Plasta Asmod with a +0 Alec almost every time double kill. No idea what he's talking about. You say it like it's easy to do. It's not supposed to be easy, it's supposed to be investment. WTF, no, Hell doesn't carry to Diamond. She does, trust me, she does. You obviously you can't survive with Hell alone. You need to buff Hell. There's a trick to it. I'll make a video on it. There's one more key character that needs to buff Hell to give her something extraordinary. Alright, I'm not going to reveal it right here. It's my secret strategy, LUL. Go figure it out. I'm pretty sure you guys can just stare at the top teams and have a look. Hell does carry you to Diamond pretty much if you know how to like set up like a formation, sort of like a grand deck around her, but with Hell. Is it possible to make a team around Diomaron? Yeah, we're looking around it. We are looking at it right now. Bryce, Kevin Gauss, Kimal, Mert, Blidris. I asked some questions to Discord, you couldn't answer it yet. Alright, so if you want to ask me questions on Discord, do tag me so that I know that the question is directed towards me. If you just ask like balancely a question right there, it's quite hard because when the chat is moving very fast, I will miss on your question. So make sure you tag me, right? Kemal, Mart, Billy Driss. Is anyone on your server picking up any future +15 Merc? No idea. Alright, let's have a look at this formation. So this particular formation right here. So Refitia +10. If you have Refitia, you want her to be +10. Refitia is, I would say, one of the more future-proof legendaries. Now you'll see 300 tags. Only if you want to direct it towards me, I don't mind. But yeah, if you want to direct the question towards me, do tag me in it. I ask private conversation. Oh, you shouldn't send me a DM. Never send me a DM on Discord because there's like 100 DMs and I can't read every single thing. So I only respond usually on my own server. Don't ask me in a DM. Try to ask me in the server. Okay, so Refitia. So what's the strategy right here, right? Why is Refitia here? This is not really a grand deck. This is just a buff towards everyone else. Okay, it's a very interesting formation for sure. It's quite easy. I do think that it's Venaka most first. Venaka buffs... Wait. Venaka buffs Refitia. Yeah, Venaka buffs Refitia. And then... I'm gonna assume that Refitia will buff Velfen, right? Velfen charges up. What? Shield Assault. What phase? Refitia buffs Velfen. Velfen charges up. And then we have Veronia buffs Vals. That should be it. This is a defense formation, I think. There's no way this is an offensive one. But it could work offensively as well. There's just too many taunts right here to be offensive. Like there's Diomaron right here, a +10 Diomaron. There's a Seer. There is a Leklis. So Leklis, we see a lot of +0 because she's definitely very usable at +0. You just need her for taunt to distract the opponent. If you don't have Walia, Leklis can pretty much serve you pretty well as well. Okay, so Diomaron, lots of people don't really know how to rune him. I think it's better to stress out. Ideally, Vital or Shield runes are good on him, but if you really want to use him in the arena, I would highly recommend going for 1 Rage. In fact, you can just make do with 1 Fatal and Rage, and go for 1 Vital or 1 Shield, just for the survivability purposes, right? Seer and Diomaron is very good because they do have the set effect, 10% HP increase to both of them, so that's going to be more than enough. Is Britain and Jin worth the investment for Diamond League Arena? Also, at what plus level do they become good? Jin is good at plus 6 onwards. He's really strong at plus 9, plus 10 he's a total beast. If you want to invest in Jin to all the way to plus 10, think carefully what supporters you are using. Certain supporters work extremely well with Jin, certain supporters don't really work that well with him. Alright, so do keep that in mind. Britain is an easier one. I think Britain is a solid choice for sure, but in what? Diamond League though. Diamond League, here I just stated it right here, what runes you have to put on Diomaron. In Diamond League, maybe you don't want to invest in Britain anymore, because once you start from Diamond, what's the next one after Diamond? Crystal. Once you go to Crystal, Britain is going to fall off immensely, so not sure if you want to invest on him too much. Alright, so we already checked out this formation, I believe. This is from Laklusli Kyria J Siam. Let's have a look at this. Oh, this guy is from my guild. What support works well with Jin? That's an interesting question. So far, there's no Jin yet that I can show you. Let me find a Jin formation. A good Jin formation. Oh, S-Mod plus 2. Dendu. Lul Dendu. Alright, come on, is there anyone using Jin? I'm pretty sure there's plenty of top players that uses Jin, right? Okay, so this is a good combination is Beliaf and Mary. Alright, so we got a good example right here. So why is Beliaf good with Jin? So Jin is a single target hero, single target unit, but you shouldn't look at Jin that way. You shouldn't look at Jin, oh, he's a single target, he sucks. You shouldn't look at him that way, because almost always he will be able to kill a Wilhelmina and Foxy without dying. So the investment is right there. As long as Foxy exists, as long as Wilhelmina exists, Jin is always going to be meta. Alright, he can take hits from them because they are multi-hit units. He can take hits from them without dying and counter them immediately and kill them off before they get 3 hits on you. On the first hit, most of the time they would immediately die. Alright, so, and if he were to die, Beliaf is a good combo with Jin, because if Jin dies, you have 1 more skeleton in his place. So you have like 2 lives with your Jin, pretty much, right? So yeah, Jin is, you shouldn't look at Jin as a single target hero. You should look at him as a dual. I would look at him similar to how you look at Sigmund and Foxy, 2 range, because he can actually kill 1 target easily, and he can actually counter 1 more easily, so there's no problem with that. I've seen plenty of Arons die to Jin even, which is insane. And you guys know Aron has insane amount of HP. 17,000, 16,000 K, 16k HP Aron actually died to Jin. If you buff him well, the counter of this particular counter is just insane. So that is something to keep in mind. Okay, so 1 more supporter that works well with Jin is Mary. So why Mary? Because crit rate, attack, crit damage, and this particular skill right here. Alright, so reduces incoming reduction of the damage. This is going to help Jin survive. So Jin already have stats weakening immunity, and this particular skill right here is just insane at plus 10, minus 50% reduces incoming damage. But yeah, Jin works well with particularly Beliaf and Mary. So if you want to invest in Jin, you might want to consider getting Beliaf, or you might want to consider investing in a Mary as well. What are the best 5-star mercenary to take when I'll take 4,000 league points? 4,000 league points. What face? Oh, you mean mileage? I have no idea. I was trying my best to understand. That depends on your formation. My friend, depends on your formation. Okay, so let's have a look at this formation and let's understand the strategy behind this. So most likely Belial is there to buff. It can be really complicated because based on what I'm seeing, Belial could be buffing. I'm guessing Mary buffs wait. Whose buffs last longer? 12 turns. 12 turns. I'm guessing Mary is the one that buffs Livia, right? And then Livia charges up, and then Belial buffs Veronia, and then Veronia will buff maybe Wilhelmina first. I have a feeling Wilhelmina will go first, and then followed by Gunther, and then we have a Jin. I like this formation a lot. This is pretty good. So Ser and Archon is well protected right there. I mean, not well protected. Their presence is going to protect opponent's formation, or protect from Foxy, protect from Sigmund. So those two are good enough. It's so obvious, like SS tier Merc. Okay, so this formation ideally very strong, but I'm not sure what role does the Gunther have. Maybe this is more defensive than offensive. So +9 is a +10, and with Belial it's going to work pretty well, I think. Okay, what do you think about Arwen? Can be good in arena? Hey, Tiamat 13, yes, Arwen is extremely good. Arwen is more like a whale unit because she needs good runes. I think I've mentioned it in my video, my analysis video. So if you go and have a look at Arwen, under the event dungeon is up. Let's go, let's farm. I'm gonna get some slimes maybe. Yeah, let's get some gold first. I'm gonna focus for gold for a bit. Okay, so let's go to Mark Hurskik. What's up? Welcome to the live stream. Tony XXDT Famous. What's up? Okay, let's have a look at Arwen for a bit. Okay, so Arwen is really good, but obviously she needs investment. She needs lots of things. She needs good runes as well. But she can be really strong and really insane if used correctly. I do think that she's slightly broken. Not extremely broken, but she is slightly broken for a 5-star. I'm good, thanks for asking. So at +9, +8, she has this defense +20%, right? Defense +20%, nothing amazing right here. But once you go to +10, you get this defense +30%. Defense for 30%, you might think, oh, it's just 30%. What's the big deal? What's the big deal right here? 30% plus she has a base defense of 10%. So that means she has 40%. 40% defense after she attacks, which is insane. So that means that if you can stack a rune with 60% defense, in total, she can achieve 100% defense. So that is something to keep in mind. 100% defense on someone who can taunt, and pretty much having an infinite taunt. That is kind of broken if you ask me. So some of you guys might be asking, oh, 60% defense on shield runes, that means you need 30% shield, 30% defense on each of the runes. That's impossible. It's not, it's possible. You just have to be slightly whale on it. I can find one for you right now. Look at this. Let's see. Anyone with shield runes. Look at this. Alright, maybe this is not a good example. Let's see. Anyone? Like, it's not that hard to obtain a good shield runes. You just have to be whaling enough. Maybe not on that guy. I think I've seen before. 22. What's happening? Why is everybody having terrible runes? Yeah, it's quite hard. I do agree it's quite hard. Here, look at this. 29.8. 29.8. So imagine if this Arcane runes is transferred to her, to Arwen. Arwen is going to have 99.6% defense. 99.6% defense. It's not 100%, it's 99.6%, but that's gonna be good enough, man. That's gonna be good enough. It's going to be more than enough for you to be able to get all the amount of taunt out and still take hits like no problem, right? Oh yeah, speaking of the event, I haven't checked on the current event. This one right here? Yeah, collect the arena swords. Make sure you collect every single thing. And yeah, if you get 1000 wins and 2000 times you get the diamonds, make sure to do it with your guild. Alright, moving on to the arena. Or make up rankings. Aaron Love. Yeah, I just showed my arena wins, I think. She has removed enhancement. Yep, she has. She has. Alright, so let's move on to the analysis. Let's have a look. Let's find some unique teams that we can have a look at. Okay, let's have a look at this team right here. From a user called Griff, Gryff. Okay, so I think someone earlier asked me to discuss, to have a look at a formation which has Azimuth. Azimuth plus 9 right here, everybody. Oh, already got this up to level 9 as well. Very interesting. Okay, so when you have an Azimuth plus 9, most of the time, oh my god, that's an insane rune. Oh, I'm so jealous of this guy. 162% Rage Rune. BBS, oh, that's not going to be easy to get. With a crit rate bonus as well. And then there is a Fatal and Rage Rune with Legend Rune. Wow. Wow, insane. Okay, so this formation, I think the priority right here, again, a Walia tanking a single lane. Oh my god. Yeah, look at these runes, man. 30% is definitely possible. This is BBS. If you can get like ABS, you definitely can get a 30%. It's just, like I mentioned, you need to wail a lot for the runes. It's going to be a little bit hard, but it's not impossible. It's doable for sure. Alright, let's talk about this formation. Most likely, two supporters. Most likely is Walia to Venaka. Walia to Venaka. Venaka to Azimuth. I think that's what this guy is doing. This crit rate is quite high though, 60%. With a plus 9 Walia, not sure if that's going to make it 100%, but plus 10, maybe can reach 100% crit rate. At plus 10, I know Walia with plus 10 increases this particular skill even more. I think to 50%. Defense times 50%, but this guy has insane runes though. So since Walia's boost is based off the runes, it might be enough. Yeah, my Walia don't have such good runes. My Walia sucks now that I think of it. I need to improve her runes even more. Alright, so Venaka buffs Azimuth, I think. So Velfen doesn't receive any buff right here. And he doesn't need to. It's a plus 8 Velfen right here. It's a plus 8 Velfen. Man, this guy is so invested in his legends, I think. Plus 9 Azimuth, plus 8 Velfen. That is insane. That is insane for sure. I'm quite shocked that he's only in Sapphire 1. I'm pretty sure he could have climbed even more. Plus 9 Wilhelmina, okay. So interesting one. And then we have Foxy at plus 10. Fatal and Rage for Foxy. So a very interesting formation. Oh, he doesn't have Lucius. He does not have Lucius. Oh, it's a plus 10 Lilian as well. So Lilian plus 10, the secret is 1 shield and 1 assault, and that assault you want a defense substat on that assault rune, so that way you still can achieve 100% defense, no problem. But Lilian plus 10, that's not something you see often. I've seen plus 9, but plus 10? Why would you put priority on her plus 10, not your Walia? No soul gears on Walia as well? Come on, really? Okay, so this is a good formation. I mean, you guys saw it here first. Alright, moving higher up, higher up. Not Stein, not Stein. Okay, another Belia formation. This is a plus 5. Any formation with Mama plus 10 plus Velfen or Vals. Velfen, Vals. No, I don't think there's such a formation, because if you go for Mama plus 10, you want to go either John, you want to make her has the ability to taunt, or in the future people will use Idolin. If you are invested in Mama plus 10, you wouldn't want to invest in Velfen or Vals. Most of the time, having add-in makes more sense. Because add-in is just a better Vals if you think about it carefully. Especially when the rounds, the turns goes further and further. Add-in is just still the strongest warrior in terms of damage output. Okay, so this particular formation, I am guessing Walia buffs Livia. Livia charges up. And then we have Beliaf buffs Jin, and that's about it. Like, you only need one buff on Jin ideally, just to get his this particular reflecting. This is just so it's so OP, right? It's insane. The reflect is just insane. So attack times 200% additional damage, and it can crit as well. So if you have like a bunch of fatal and rage, this skill, this reflect, sometimes you can crit as well, which is insane. Agi before battle times 75% boost crit rate. So most of the time he's going to have high crit rate for Jin, so you don't have to worry with him. He just have amazing stats, right? Amazing stats, immune to stats weakening as well. So yeah, and a critical bash for the damage dealing skill. Let's see, Lilian plus 3. So yeah, this Jin, ideally Jin right here, just to hopefully predict Foxy, or maybe a Sigmund, or anyone that basically skips. Even a Velfen, he might actually be able to one-shot Velfen, but most of the time seldom, because Velfen has energy guard. Plus 5 Velfen right here, plus 4 Livia. So this guy, he's trying to spread out his legend skill books more. You can see it's a plus 5 Beliaf, it's a plus 5 Velfen, it's a plus 4 Livia. You can see he's trying to spread it out. So ideally, some people like to do that, but for me, I would prefer to focus on one individual unit. Alright, so very interesting formation for sure. Alright, Liquid Snake, let's have a look at this. Oh, we have a Dwen. We have a Dwen plus 10, let's have a look. 26% damage rune. Okay, that's a very good rune for sure. Alright, so what are some important 5-star units to get in order to future-proof against upcoming heroes? Future-proof against upcoming heroes. From what I know, Mammonair is pretty much dead. There's a formation that relies heavily on Mammonair. Basically, Mammonair provides Mammonair with taunt. There will be a new supporter called Adolin, which might come out next week or the week after, I'm not sure. Basically, it's a 5-star version of John, but that meta was dominant for a while in the Korea server, but it's dead now pretty much because Taylor sort of counters that formation. If you're not familiar with Taylor, basically it's a plus 15 character with the ability to hit in a cross tile, which basically Adolin buffs in that particular tile as well. So that's the only thing. There's not much updates yet actually. So far there's only a few I think only 3 updates released on the Korean server after the buffs, and that's about it. So it's quite hard to say which is important to future proof. But ideally Wilhelmina is pretty future proof. Up to plus 10, she's still quite used quite often in Korean server. Sigmund has fallen off in the Korean server. Aaron is starting to see more usage, and Walia is still number 1. So yeah, Livia will never die. You know, legendaries, ideally the Octos, they are pretty much dominant. I don't think they'll get outclassed anytime soon. Alright, so this particular formation, I like this Veronia right here. This is a good position for a Veronia to be in. Oh, it's a plus 7 with single skill books, all plus 8. Alright, very interesting. Michaela. What about Michaela? You mean like counter Michaela or getting Michaela right now? Michaela is good for sure, plus 15. But if you go for Michaela, you can't go for Venaka. But Venaka is still really good. Nobody wants to sacrifice their Venaka for Michaela unless you don't have Venaka invested already. They are both very similar. Worth to build. That's going to depend. That's going to depend on your formation, obviously. I'm not sure, does she get a bonus range at plus 15? If she doesn't, I do think that she's almost equal to Venaka. Alright, so rest to Livia, definitely. Charges up. And then you will have Walia to Veronia. And then Veronia will either choose Wilhelmina with 2 rage runes. Yeah, she doesn't need much rage because Walia has pretty good runes as well, alright? Or Duen or Sigmund. Either one of them goes first. I have Venaka plus 8. If you have Venaka, you wouldn't want to build Michaela because you can't really stack both of them. They both have the cross tile range. It's quite hard to combo both of them and stack chain their supporting range. You have to sacrifice some warriors will not receive 2 buffs. So you don't see any formation with Venaka and Michaela in one single team. People just don't do that because it's a waste. You invest all the way and you don't really fully utilize the range. You might see Venaka marry, Venaka Helena, or Michaela marry and Michaela Helena because they have a times 9 tiles range. Those you will see more often. Alright, Liquid Snake, like your formation a lot. It's a plus 10 Livia, right? So yeah, once you move up in Sapphire 1, you will see plenty of plus 10. Okay, Jaximus. A very interesting formation, I do like this. Okay, so notice this, Hijin right here, right? So Hijin with Assault Runes. Ideally Hijin at the back is a good solution to Vals, because Vals is not immune to DOT unless she has debuff immunity. If she doesn't, if she only has attack interference immunity or stats weakening immunity, she will still get reflected by this. This is a very annoying counter right here, this DOT. 10 turns and 20% burn damage. It's just insane. It's just insane. Okay, so most likely it's Beliaf to... this is a complicated one for sure. I have a feeling it's Beliaf to Velfren. And then Velfren charges up and maybe Hijin charges up as well. And then Mary to Foxy. Since Adin doesn't need much buff. Yeah, Adin doesn't need that much buff, so Adin can only survive with a single buff from Beliaf, since he's always going to go up. Don't they combo supporters with Tamis? Not really. Michaela and Venaka, maybe Venaka, but Michaela, she's more offensive. You don't really combo her with Tamis. Tamis is more defensive. you would see Themis, Rephitia, Themis, Beliaf. You don't see Themis Venaka. Occasionally you do see that because Venaka does provide healing. But yeah, it's going to be dependent on what's the warriors there, like what's the deck that they are using. In Grand deck, Themis Venaka can actually work. Jin. Alright, so this is one good example right here. And then we have Zakan. Zakan. Why is Zakan right here? Just to get rid of Wilhelmina, I guess, because Wilhelmina is, there's starting to be more and more Wilhelminas, I believe. So this Zakan is just here to get rid of those front hitters. I mean, it would be such a waste if, you know, enemy taunters move first, but yeah, Zakan ideally counters Dwen. You don't see much Dwen, I don't think you do, but definitely just to counter Adin and Wilhelmina. That's a good counter to them. At this range, you are going to see Adin more often, but ideally, yeah, that's a good formation as well. Okay, a grand deck. Is this? Yes, a grand deck, finally. Okay, this is a grand deck by Oh Ho Ho in Sapphire 1. You don't see this much often, but grand deck can actually still work defensively very good. +0, you only need a +0 Brand Hill there, but ideally I would prefer her to be slightly higher. 27. Alright, so pretty tanky actually if you look at the stats. Venaka, so it's a, I believe it's a Rephitia buffs Venaka. Venaka buffs Celia. Celia charges up. And then maybe it's a John to Lucius. It could be one of those. John Lucius, and then Granhilde moves next. And then you have Vals and Sigmund moves next. I would prefer this Venaka to be Themis. That would make this this combo even deadlier, but yeah, Venaka, I guess that could work as well because Celia needs damage, Sigmund needs the damage, and Vals as well. Ideally you want damage on all of them. So it's a pretty good combo for sure. Definitely a good combo. And then Lacklist is just there to hang on to the lane, you know, distract opponents if there's enemies that want to taunt. But yeah, ideally this is a good, definitely good team. Most likely it's a John to Lucius. John to Lucius is pretty crazy, man. I really need to start doing that myself. Doing John Lucius combo. And when you do launch John Lucius, ideally you want to go for shield runes as well. That's going to make the team, everything even scarier. Speaking of which, let's just work on my runes for a bit, you know. Come on, no epic plus. No epic plus. Rank up. Crit rate. Should I even rank up this rune? I have no idea. It's pretty good, pretty good. 25.92%. Look at all these legend runes right here. Alright, let's go. Let's try and enchant some of them. Hey Guitar, will you be covering co-op raid anytime soon? Now that you mention it, yes. I think I need to cover co-op raid soon. Everyone has been harassing me. Haha. Please give me your ass at the end. I want to reach, let's see, want to get a final one with an S. Hey Anik Moramos, what's up? Welcome to the live stream. A hell can reach 100? Question mark. I was trying to do the formations, you know, reviewing formations, episode 3. So I will be posting that, I believe, tomorrow as soon as I wake up. So if you guys want to watch some formations, you know, those posted on the Discord channel, feel free to tune in, turn on the notifications. Thank you for the stream. You're welcome, I can't pronounce it, I'm sorry. Anik Mormos. Which server are you on? I'm from Asia. What co-op rate are you going to add another chat room for that? Most likely I will. The problem is I don't want people to be spamming on that chat, you know, because I just want that specifically to be just for the purpose of co-op rate, you know. I don't want people to chat there. So not sure how am I going to do it. I don't want to be too strict either, because sometimes people just want to ask, oh, can I replace this with that? But it's quite hard. I do think that quite a few players are, I think most are from global and EU. I don't think there's much people on my Discord chat that are actually on Asia server. I could be wrong though. But yeah, it will be fun for sure. See? Come on. Oh yeah, +8, +9. Give me an S. Give me S. Rip goal? Of course you have to be B. Of course. It just triggers me whenever I get this kind of runes. Oh yes, ABB. That's much better already. Can it get even better? Oh my god, just got a BBS. Not gonna get greedy. Wow, BBS is not easy to obtain. A BBS is not easy to obtain. There's a BBS right here. Yeah, it's not easy to obtain something like that. 25%. Maybe I should work on this. Work on refining this. Oh crap. There we go. Rip all my gold. This is just a regular epic. Is it even worth doing this? Maybe I should just do zoop, zoop, zoop. Come on, give me a BBS. Why can't you give me a BBS for this one? Alright, I'll get it to 30, then I'll stop. Don't want to waste too much of my gold. 7, 28, 29. Come on, man. What's with this luck? GG luck. Okay, let's go ahead. Maybe we'll do some arena before I end this stream. I do want to try out this strategy. It's been working well for me, at least for the last couple. Okay, do you know what are the top units for each class on the Korea server? Yes, I do. I do plan to make a video on that, maybe discussing the current meta in the Korea server. So do stay tuned on that. Yeah, there's just lots of videos that I should be making, but it's quite hard. Don't have that much time. And there's this Archon in front. It's going to be, oh, it's a Seto. Oh, this is scary. This is scary for sure. That Aaron almost died right there. If only the DOT would last longer. Okay, it's pretty interesting. Alright, Aaron. Ouch, ouch, that hurts. Yeah, this Archon in front. Not a huge threat, but definitely a problem for sure. Hey Tony XDT famous, what happened to your Angry Birds evolution videos? I did make a video on that. I think you didn't watch it. Maybe you should just watch that video explaining why I'm not making any more ABE videos. Search it on my channel. Alright, do search it on my channel. Zoop. Easy. Easy loss right there. Easy loss. Oh great, that just caused me to drop. There are a couple of reasons Tony XXDT famous. Couple of reasons. Just watch the video, right? Because there's just too many reasons for me to list out right here. I can't even remember what I said. But it was something to do with the bugs and I'm not able to play the game anymore. Something along those lines. Livia charges up. Oh, this will be fun. Get rid of Seto for me. Come on, really? Diomaron first. Actually a Diomaron Sayer team. Actually a Cancerous team. Alright, very interesting. You need to crit more. Asmut, you really need to crit more. 89%. That's not enough. Cat Scratch. Finally. Yeah, I need to get my... I really need to get my Walia to plus 10. Like, that's the priority immediately after Venaka. Her ability to not... I mean, just to get that bonus crit rate, that's going to help me a lot, I think. That's something that I really need to set my goals on. But yeah, currently working on better runes as well on Asmut. Shield runes, yeah. Just gonna farm a bunch of shield runes when Saturday comes. Hopefully I'll have enough horseshoes for that. Terkung. Okay, let's see. What do I have right here? I think this should be easy for me because I'm meeting the offensive lane from the opponent. Asmut, one shot. Oh, that was close. That was close. That was close. Oh, Sigmund suffers to get rid of my Duen. That's something I don't see often for sure. Zoop, zoop. Boom. No. Oh yes, hit my... Yes, that's fine, you can hit him. Such a big difference between the crit from Asmod and no crit from Asmod. You really need the crit, man. You really need 100% crit. I need to figure something out to make sure that he actually reaches 100% crit all the time. That's my goal next. Make sure that Asmod actually reaches 100% crit. Congrats on 9k subscribe, by the way. Thanks, man. Thanks. Thanks for subscribing, guys. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Okay. Get more points. Dun, dun. Alright, so we're gonna check on a little bit more formations right after this. And then let's see, formations. Okay, is that a Lilian Zenith? Zenith, that's a Zenith. I can't tell their costume because quite similar. Oh, it's a Heejin. Let's test out if the theory works. Christina, she got burned. She got burned. But she doesn't have debuff immunity, yeah. I guess that's supposed to happen to a certain extent. Boop. Boop. Oh my god, it's a plus 10. It's a plus 10 Livia with 2 vital runes. Oh, that is interesting. Can I even win this? Can I even win this? Let's see. Yeah, that Zenith is going to be annoying. I might be able to win this because Lucius is hanging on in that lane for me. Alright, Livia versus Livia. Let's see if you got it. Still got it, Livia. 9.5k HP. Easy! Easy win. Alright, give me more points. Need more points. Alright, who is next? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Going on here, going... Alec! Oh! XX Gale. Alright, we'll check out this guy's formation later. This is one of those Michaela to Barbara. Starting to see a lot of plus 10 Barbaras. I think they want to future-proof themselves, which makes sense, but... Oh no! Oh man. Yeah, plus 10 Do you guys see that? Plus 10 Barbara. Oh my god, that was insane. That was insane for sure. Go Duen, one shot her. Alright, I think we won from this point onwards. What? Come on. It's the same. It's the same output as the outcome as the last battle. This time with Lillian and Veronia instead. Alright, I just need to one hit KO Walia, and then Lillian should be dead from my Archon and Lucius combo. I don't think she can live. 1, 2. What? She's still surviving. Come on, Lucius. Come on. That's more like it. Lucius needs the damage, man. He needs more damage. Alright, slowly climbing. Climbing back up again. Jackie Naja. Let's see. Rather interesting. Oh, and Angelica. It's been long. And just a straight up Jin all by himself right there. What face? Zoop. Oh, that is unfortunate for sure. That is unfortunate. Okay, Walia with Taunt. Alright, so Jin can get rid of my Walia even without the buff. That is pretty impressive actually. Boom. Yeah, the more I think of it, the more I think that having more taunts might be better. So I might actually swap Archon away. I'm actually considering swapping Archon away just to get... Ideally, I would want Lecklist because, you know, free taunt. But yeah, look at this. The last few standing ones are actually my defenders. Ideally, this is not what you want. You want them to die first, you know, followed by your warriors last. But of course, ideal case scenario is going to be dependent on the opponent's formation that you encounter. It's going to be quite different from units to units. Okay, that was a fun one nonetheless. Yeah, we don't see enough Barbara, Michaela, Alec, but they're starting to see more usage for sure. Starting to see more usage for sure. Akigi. Alright, any of you guys in the chat are from the Japan server? Besides Kaito, I know that he's actually from Japan server. But any of you guys are, let me know. I think majority of you guys are from the global, if I'm not mistaken. Perhaps there are some from EU as well. I know Oskux is from EU. Oh, boom. Nice. Oh, not nice. Not nice. Oh. Oh, not bad. I actually buff Naheim on global. I see. Alright. So just gonna work on removing the buff. Okay, this is scary. Livia needs to do something. Wait, is the energy guard open already? Oh, it is. Ouch! That hurts. That hurts. Okay, we got it. Oh, so we do have a couple of users from EU. Mark Kruskik and DMZM are from EU. Archer is from global. Alright, so that's interesting, I guess. At least I know a good bunch of statistics. Maybe I should just do a vote on my post, and then I would happily know. You know, it's much easier for me to plan to do the channel from the co-op rate. in case you guys want to try to co-op with each other. Who is that again? There. Alright. This is a pretty good formation. Ugh, look at that. Is that a Leto? Ah, it's a Leto and Foxy. Interesting. Oh no. I survive. Oh, it's a +0, +3 Beliaf. How did I survive that? It's a +3 Beliaf. Is that even possible? Alright, Lucius is dead pretty much. Alright, let's see if I still got this. Nice! Not nice. Not nice. As long as there's enemy Velfen, it's not nice. Oh, this is really scary right now. This is really scary. Oh, we won! I think we won, right? Alright, you need to crit right now. You need to crit. Thank you. I just needed Asmode to crit, and that will basically fix everything. EU here too. Anyone got a good guild? I joined one and the leader was AFK and I got the lead. Get the lead to it, but not many AFK, but the guild is almost level 5. Interesting. Co-op rate chat for each server. That would be too extreme. That would be too extreme. I think one channel should be enough, but we'll figure out a format so that you guys can, you know, figure out the format. I mean, I'll just type the format for you guys and hopefully everybody follows. No chatting though. Not trying, no spamming on the chat. With an Asmode +0. Manasek, welcome to the live stream. Oh, Manasek, good news for you. I will review your formation soon. I remember your name because I just did the video earlier today. So, will an Asmode +0 be useful in Arena? Yes. Useful to a certain extent for sure. But because it's quite limited to the crit damage, if you want to use him offensively, it's quite hard because you need a bunch of crit damage runes. So useful, yeah, I guess you could make him work, but you need 400% crit damage, and that's going to be quite hard if you don't have good supporters buffing the crit damage. Oh nice, I can't wait. Yep, just stay tuned for it. I remember your formation because I still have this. Oh, it's right here. Yeah, you're the one that uses a Briton at the rare. So hopefully you'll fix that. And you have Velfen, Walia, Leto, Laura as well. Yep, definitely. It's you. Okay, so this is going to be an annoying one. No taunt. One shot that's there, yes. Easy. Easy. That there has... Okay. Wait, what? My Walia died? And Walia died? To whom? To Sigmund. Yeah, Sigmund is still really scary. Really strong, especially if they can crit. The amount of... No! Alright, whatever. Okay, I think we won still. I think we won. I could be wrong. Go, Duen! Duen is just so good against Velfen. Why is that? My Christina always struggles to kill Velfen, but Duen always kills Velfen, like easily. Like if you guys watch my latest video, I encountered a couple of Velfens at +9, +10. Like, Duen just one-shot that. I'm using Asmode +0 in Arena with 2 shield runes just for the sake of charm counter and tanking a bit while debuffing the enemy's armor. Not that useful, but when you charm the right unit equals to GG. Yeah, that could work as well. But I'm sure that there are plenty of... Instead of having Asmode, why not get one more taunter, you know? Like, there's a lot of good taunter You don't have to invest in 5 stars, like even a Grossa. A Grossa is a good taunt. 4 star, can easily obtain him. Who else? Let's have a look at the defender list. Who else can taunt and is really good? Yeah, Grossa is the only one that I can think of that's a 4 star with the ability to taunt. Iris is pretty good as well. If you really want charm, why not go for Iris? Iris can charm. Just build Iris. She will work better than Asmode if you're trying to go defensive, you know. Taunt and charm, like that could be. And she's really strong at plus 9, right? At plus 9. After normal attack, she gets this skill, which reduces incoming damage by 35%. Stack along with this one reduces incoming damage by 25. 25 plus 35 is 60% reduction in incoming damage. That's a lot. That's a lot. She will be able to take hits from lots of units and still live. But yeah, Iris is really good. DOT immune and 20 turns charm. She's quite easy to build since she's a 4 star. So do consider Iris over Asmode if you want to go for something that's you know, charm plus taunt. Yeah, there's not much taunters on Martina. Does Martina has taunt? No, Martina doesn't have taunt. Does Rene has taunt? No. Rene really needs taunt to be useful. Instead of this, she should have taunt instead. That would make her way stronger. Paired with debuff immunity and this particular skill. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so let's have a look at a couple more formations before we end the stream. Then maybe I'll pillage the dust as well. So what else? Let's find some unique ones, right? So Beer Jean. Alright, this is a pretty generic one. I want to look for something. Oh, so okay, this is an interesting one. We have a Laura right here. Alright. So Laura at plus 9. So a lot of you guys have been asking, why not much Lauras? Why not much Lauras? Alright. So now we have someone who uses Laura. Okay, so Laura at plus 9. What is she doing right here? It's hard to tell who she's buffing, but I'm gonna guess she's gonna buff Livia. Alright, so since she has the 5 tile range, this 5 tile is insane. So Laura to Livia, Livia charges up, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody in that lane, everybody in that line from Venaka to Edin to Wilhelmina to Vals onwards will get the insane amount of buffs. So you're getting the crit damage 50%, that's a lot. You're getting the bonus attack as well. And then Walia to Venaka. Venaka obviously lets buffs up Wilhelmina. Alright, so having Edin in the team, I don't think you need as much buffs. But Wilhelmina goes first. I do think that she's gonna kill almost anyone except for Lucius because of triple buff. That's a lot of buff, man. A lot of buff. And then Vals and then Edin. I like this formation a lot. Livia on the second lane. This is just so that she can take hits from Foxy, so that she can tank Sigmund as well. She's quite good in tanking because of this skill, incoming damage minus 65%. You know, unless they are like triple or quadruple buffed even. But most of the time Livia can be used as a tank as well. So this is a good formation. I really like this a lot. Lucius in front. And then you have Lilian on the other end. You know what? I might actually try to do something, replicate something similar right here. This is a very solid formation for sure. I do think that it's solid both offensively and defensively. Even if Venaka died right here, right? Let's say if in defense, in a defense team, if an opponent Sigmund hits Livia, Livia definitely will live. It's a plus 10 Livia. Venaka dies, no problem. You still have Laura buffing Livia, and then Walia will buff, in this case Wilhelmina, I believe, because it's in the middle. So no problem. It will still work, definitely. It will still work. So very good formation, there's no dead links right there if the opponent, if the ally supporter died. Alright, invalid 1. Let's have a look at this guy's team. Okay, so this formation, he hasn't even leveled them all up at this high ranking. Isn't that weird? What? Who are we talking about? He haven't leveled them up? It's a plus 10, it's a plus 3, that's good enough. It's a plus 9, you don't need skill ups on Lucius. Plus 10, plus 10, plus 10, plus 10, plus 10. What are you talking about? You don't need plus 10 on... You don't need high ranking, you don't need plus 10 on Vals. As long as you have plus 10 on Livia, that's good enough. This is more than enough actually to carry you to Sapphire 1. Because of plus 10 add-in, he can one-shot almost anyone. There's no... I don't think this team will suffer for anything. Character level not skill up. What? Do you mean Laura? Level 60, is that what you meant? Speaking of levels, well, this one, I don't think it matters on her. She's level 85, but I don't think it matters. For this one, yeah, maybe it's good to have the bonus level. I think maybe he recently plus 9 her or something. But other than the levels, I think it won't affect that much. It's pretty much solid already. Alright, so let's have a look at... Who was I having a look at? Invalid 1. Okay, so this guy has Gunter plus 10 if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Alright, so this might work pretty good on Gunter, depending on what skill level. Gunter with crit damage is insane. Ideally you want crit rate for sure because of the ultimate strike, right? Attack times 250% additional damage. Just thought it was kind of weird on that high ranking, and since it's not that hard to get them up. Yeah, maybe he's just experimenting with the Laura. He just recently plus 90 her and currently experimenting. Not too sure. Alright, so plus 10 Gunter. Fatal and Rage. This is a pretty good Fatal and Rage rune for sure. Oh my god, that is a very good one. SBS. Okay, so how does this work? I believe it's Beliaf to Chalkel. So Chalkel will charge up, and then we have Venaka. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, it doesn't make sense, right? But you want Gunter to be in the range. This is an interesting one. Maybe it's a Venaka to Velfen. Velfen charges up, and then Beliaf to Chalkel. So I'm not too familiar with Gunter. I know Gunter is extremely strong, but maybe Gunter doesn't need 2 buffs. Ideally, you would want Gunter to have 2 buffs from both Beliaf and Venaka just to get the damage as high as he can. Venaka on Chalkel for attack interference. Why would you need Chalkel for attack interference? I don't think that's the case. I could be wrong, but I don't think that's the case. Unless it's Cecilia moves first. It doesn't make sense for Cecilia to move first though. Yeah, it doesn't really make sense. So I do think that it's... one of them will be hitting Velfen for sure. It makes sense for Venaka to charge up Velfen. And then Beliaf to Chalkel. So that way everybody has the ability. This is a plus 9 at win as well. Okay. Plus 7. Not sure what will that Cecilia do right here. Like, it's in an odd spot. Why is the Cecilia not in the Lillian's place, right? It doesn't protect against Velfen. What does this protect against? It doesn't protect against anything, to be honest. So that Cecilia is kind of in an odd place. I would prefer that to be an Aaron or something, you know. But, you know, that I think that could work. Stigma from Edwin is going to be really strong. But yeah, a very unique formation for sure. You don't see much Edwin +9, but whenever you do see them, it's kind of interesting. They are more reliant. They're more on relying on the Edwin to have the, to try to stigma the opponents. Alright, so this is a more interesting, slightly interesting take, I guess, a John Mammonet combo, which is quite common in the higher tiers. Okay, so what is this all about? Chalkel. Okay, this is kind of unique, but I do think that it's a Venaka too. Wow, I have no idea. There's only one buff from Venaka alone. No buffs on Jin, really? And the runes are not... Okay, the runes are not bad, but no buffs on Jin. Why no buffs on Jin? Doesn't it make sense for you to buff Jin? But yeah, it's interesting for sure. Maybe the buff is not on Fox. Oh! Oh, I see now. So Venaka to Chalkel. So I think Venaka is buffing Chalkel. Chalkel charges up. And then it's either a John Mammonair or it's a Veronia to Foxy first. I do think that it's a John to Mammonair first, so that the Mammonair can take in the taunt, and then a Veronia to a Foxy. So this is a +10 Mammonair and a +5 Velfern. So very interesting. Already purchased the soul gear right there. Yeah, interesting for sure. Okay, so pretty interesting just to buff the Chalkel. And then yeah, I can see this formation works out. It should work out. There's a Lilian right there protecting from whatever skip that there is. So unless Wilhelmina can get rid of the Veronia in round 1 and then round 2 goes for the Lilian. Otherwise it's a pretty foolproof team. So pretty foolproof team for sure. Because there's Jin and there is a Chalkel protecting from those annoying skip mercenaries like who are we talking about? Foxy? Sigmund? Christina? I don't know. Quite interesting for sure. Alright, let's have a look at one last one. I want to find an interesting one with a Beliaf preferably. Okay, so this is I do see this formation a lot, and I actually do like it. This is a very solid, what do you want to call this? A solid defensive formation. I don't think this is an offensive formation. I highly doubt that's the case. Most likely this is a defensive formation. So look at this. A Wiggle, a Chalkel, and a Zakan on the same team. So that will give an insane attack boost. I think you get the combo, the set effect on 3 of them. I forgot what the set effect is called, but yeah, you get the set effect on 3 of them. So a +10, +10, and +10. So Acha at all the way at the back, I think that's just to protect against the enemies, which such as Valves. In case Zakan dies, at least there's Acha, or else I don't think it's specifically for Lito. Yeah, it's more for skip because it's just a plain skip in the at the rare. So very interesting formation for sure. Most likely it's a Ceres to Velfen. Velfen charges up, and then Beliaf to Wiggle. Wiggle goes in first. Fatal and Rage. Interesting. Yeah, Fatal and Rage combo on Wiggle. The damage is insane. Like, the difference is huge when you go for 2 Assault Runes or when you go for a Fatal and Rage. The difference, the amount of damage output that you will notice from a Fatal and Rage Wiggle is going to increase significantly. Okay, and then we have Chalkel, obviously, charges up. Jin as well. Yeah, this is a this is a very cancerous combo defensively. I can see this. Oh my god, it's a really cancerous combo. I don't think I can even win against this. Like, maybe Mammonair can be a solution. Energy Guard constantly healing her up. Otherwise, yeah, the amount of combos is just insane. Amount of combos is just insane. Charcoal, a Wiggle, a Jin, and the Zakan in the back. Plus 10 as well on all of them. Yeah, his Guild War. I would have used this on Guild War. A Guild War formation for sure. Similar to how he's placing it right there. Interesting. Yeah, from what I'm seeing right now, definitely an interesting formation. But why is he not using this for Guild War? This formation, isn't that better? Let's see. Venaka. So rest to Chalco, and then Chalco charge up, and then how does this work? Venaka to Belfen, Beliaf to Foxy. Is that how it works? That could be how it works. And then charges up all the way. Very interesting formation. Alright, so I've been streaming for 2 hours. Wow, that's a pretty long stream for slightly more than my standard. Alright guys, it's time to end this stream. Gonna go ahead and continue edit some videos. Hopefully you guys enjoy some of the top arena teams, what formations they are using. Hopefully you guys are able to learn a thing or two. And yep, it was fun doing the live stream today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as well, as much as I enjoyed doing it. Alright guys, gonna end the live stream here. As always, if you haven't already, subscribe. Give this video a like. Make sure to turn on the notification as well. And I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Alright guys, bye. Have a nice day.